This joint is fire. YouTube family, what up though? If you didn't know, I'm DJ Swavor, and this is another episode of Ottoman Box Openings. If you haven't already, go ahead and smash that subscribe button right now and tap that bell notification button right next to it. Also, if you haven't already, be sure you're giving the kid a follow on all the major social media platforms. I know it's been a minute, but I told y'all, unless that sneaker is super fire, it's not hitting this Ottoman and it's not going up on my YouTube channel. Being that I'm filming this video just for y'all, you already know that the sneaker we're taking a look at in this episode is straight up flames, bruh. The sneaker we're gonna be taking a look at in this episode is Gaby Serrano's Mezcla Air Max 98. That was a part of the Nike On Air collection. Now that we got all that perkiness out of the way, I must say that I'm really depressed. I mean, I gotta admit to my YouTube family that these last couple of days have been a little bit rough for me. I mean, I haven't really been feeling myself. I just been a little down and out, you feel me? So unfortunately, we're not gonna do a discussion in this video because the world as I know it has pretty much stopped. Now, I know you're probably asking, what the hell is going on with him? Well, LeBron James missed the playoffs. Anybody that knows me knows I'm the biggest LeBron James fan, and the fact that he's not in the playoffs, I really don't know how to handle that. I haven't been eating the last couple of days. I haven't slept well. Hell, I haven't even had the motivation to do this review, but I owe it to my YouTube family. So if you're out there and you like what I do on this channel and you support Ottoman Box Openings, I just ask that you keep me lifted in motivation. Keep me believing that LeBron will make the playoffs again. I promise y'all, I know I'll come out of this funk eventually, but right now, I'm just not feeling life. LeBron, we need you and we miss you. The NBA playoffs needs you and misses you. So without further ado, let's go ahead and take a look at these sneakers. Before we get into this sneaker review, let me give a shout out to Ivy brand. They gifted me with this super dope Ivy brand t-shirt, and one thing I love about this tee is that the quality of the t-shirt is on point. I'm telling y'all, the cotton on this tee feels so good up against my skin. I'm throwing the homie Dave's and the Ivy brand clothing Instagram up on the screen right now. If y'all rock with me, rock with them. Go ahead and give them a follow right now. Now, regarding the sneaker that we're about to take a look at, I've actually had this sneaker for like the last 5 days. If you thought the first part of this video was just some funny skit, it really wasn't. I've really been out of it the last few days knowing that LeBron isn't gonna be in the playoffs. But I finally mustered up the motivation to put this review out because there's no way a sneaker this dope was not getting shown on this Ottoman Box Opening series. By now, I'm pretty sure 99.99% of sneakerheads out there know the backstory behind this sneaker. This sneaker was designed by Gaby Serrano out of New York City, and this Mezcla Air Max 98 is her representation of the city on a sneaker. I'm pretty sure this sneaker holds a little bit more value to people that are actually from New York City, but I don't give a damn where you're from. A dope sneaker is a dope sneaker. And when I saw the pictures of this sneaker online, there was no doubt it was hitting this Ottoman, bruh. Even though I probably should have had this review done and posted already on this channel, better late than never. So without further ado, let's go ahead and take a look at this dope sneaker. And this right here is Gaby Serrano's Mezcla Nike Air Max 98. Bruh, I'm not from New York City, but this sneaker might make me wish I was from New York City. You know what I'm saying, son? This sneaker right here, kid, is straight up fire, B. Was that a good New York accent? No? Okay. Of course, this sneaker was her representation of New York City, and once you get into the details of this sneaker, I can say she pretty much nailed it, bruh. As you can see, the entire mudguard and this panel on top of the toe box, as well as the shoelace panel on the side of the sneaker, are made up of cracked leather. That cracked leather is supposed to represent the concrete jungle that New York City is often referred to. I'm telling y'all, it's all in the details. I'm also loving the green Nike checks that you find on the toe box panel, as well as the side panel of the sneaker. They're in that kind of lime green color, which is supposed to represent the Statue of Liberty. I mean, of course, if you got a sneaker that represents New York City, you gotta find a way to put the Statue of Liberty in there, and that's exactly what those lime green Nike checks did. I'm also liking the gradient of brown that she used from the front of the mid paneling of the sneaker all the way to the back of the mid paneling. Those different shades of brown used on the mid paneling of the sneaker are supposed to represent the different color and races that she finds in her community. I hope nobody takes this the wrong way, but I'm gonna assume she doesn't have any white people in her community. I know I already talked about it, but that cracked leather is so damn fly on this sneaker, bruh. I mean, I just can't get over how dope it looks. Going into the rear portion of the sneaker, you still have that same cracked leather mud guard that you found on the rest of the sneaker. The pull tab on this sneaker is very interesting. Apparently, the design on the pull tab is supposed to represent vitiligo. I have no idea how that ties into New York City, but hey, more power to Gaby. It doesn't look absolutely weird, and it definitely didn't take away from the dopeness of the sneaker. Going into the inside of the sneaker, it pretty much mirrors the outside. You have the cracked leather mud guard, the different gradient brown on the mid paneling of the sneaker. The only difference between the inside and the outside of the sneaker is this suede paneling sitting on top of the sneaker. Inside of that suede paneling are the latitude and longitude coordinates of New York City. Just another way this sneaker represents New York City. I gotta say this, if you're from New York City and you claim to be a sneakerhead, there is no way you should not have this sneaker in your collection. When it comes to sneakers, in my opinion, every dope sneaker needs that one aspect that adds that certain pop to the shoe. The certain pop that this sneaker has are those blue laces, as well as the all blue air unit on the bottom. Normally you have the Air Max branding on the top of the tongue of an Air Max 98, but in this case it went with a star. I'm gonna assume that's a navigation star, but I really am not sure. If you know what that star represents on the tongue, hit that comment section up right now and let us all know. Now we're getting into one of the dopest parts of the sneaker, the air unit and the sole on the bottom. According to Gaby, she used the color blue for the air unit and the laces to represent the water that surrounds New York City. Unless you've been living under a rock or you weren't paying attention in geography, New York City is pretty much surrounded by all water. Adding all these blues was a super nice touch by Gaby if you ask me. The sneaker used an all blue air unit as well as an icy blue sole on the bottom. Normally I don't give a damn about the bottom sole of a sneaker, but that icy blue sole goes perfect with that all blue air unit, you feel me? Even though the left sneaker is pretty much the same as the right sneaker, there are a couple of differences. On the left sneaker, they decided to go with the lime green laces that match the lime green Nike checks on the shoe. Like I said before, the lime green is supposed to represent the Statue of Liberty. The other difference between the left and the right sneaker is the branding used on the back portion. On the right sneaker, you have the air branding on the back portion of the sneaker, while on the left sneaker, instead of having the air branding, Gaby decided to put the letters NYC, of course, to represent New York City. For all my sneakerheads out there that like to keep it simple, this sneaker also came with 2 pair of white laces, just in case the colored laces were a little bit too much for your taste. As for me, these color laces are getting used, bruh. And for the most part, that explains this Gaby Serrano La Mezcla Nike Air Max 98. On a scale of 1 to 10, bruh, I'm giving this sneaker an easy 9. 9 times out of 10, when a sneaker is designed to represent a certain city, that sneaker does not represent a certain city. You feel what I'm saying? In this case, this sneaker represents New York City to the T, you feel me? Now, I may not live in New York City, but trust me, I've been in New York City plenty of times, and this sneaker represents New York City. This sneaker could have easily had entirely too much going on, but I feel like every aspect she used to represent New York City on this sneaker blended perfectly together. Clearly, Nike felt like a lot of people were gonna want this shoe because this sneaker is literally everywhere. When I say everywhere, I mean everywhere. This particular Air Max 98 retailed for $200, which is a lot higher than the normal Air Max 98. Given all the details I see on this sneaker, I feel like that $200 was justified. The good thing about this sneaker is that Nike made a boatload of them. So if you didn't get your hands on this sneaker when it released yesterday, you can pretty much find this sneaker right now at any sneaker boutique. Hell, you could even go on the sneakers app and find this sneaker still available in your size. Kind of strange if you think about it. I will say this, if you haven't got your pair yet and you don't really need it at this moment, I would wait a couple of weeks because I would not be shocked to see this sneaker hitting the sale rack somewhere. Nonetheless, I got my pair and I can't wait to rock this sneaker in the streets, bruh.